The MCP spec just shipped its biggest update since launch. The session handshake is gone. Your load balancer config needs to change. Here's exactly what breaks and how to migrate in this video. First, some quick context. MCP is the protocol that lets AI models talk to tools and data sources. It's grown to over 10,000 servers in less than 2 years. And now its maintainers at Anthropic have shipped the most significant revision yet. The new Spec version is called 2026 EOS 7.28, and it goes live tomorrow. So what was the problem with the old design? In the current 2025 11.25 spec, every MCP client has to start with a handshake. You send an initialize request, and the server sends back a session ID in an Mcp-Session-Id header. From that point on, every single request must carry that ID. That session ID pins you to one specific server instance. If you want to run 2 server instances behind a load balancer, you need sticky sessions so that each client always lands on the same box. And if your clients need to share state, you need a shared session store like Redis in the middle. For a small deployment, this is fine, but it does not scale horizontally without real infrastructure overhead. That's the exact problem the new spec solves. In the 2026 07.28 release, the initialize handshake is removed entirely. There's no more Mcp-Session-Id header. Every request is now fully self-contained. The client info and capabilities that used to be exchanged once at connection time now travel in a meta field on every request. There's also a new MCP method header that carries the name of the operation. Your load balancer can route on that header without inspecting the JSON body at all. Any server instance can handle any request. You can run behind a plain round-robin load balancer with 0 session affinity. Now here's the question you're probably asking. What if my server needs to keep state across multiple tool calls? The answer is the explicit handle pattern. Instead of relying on transport layer session state, your tool returns an ID that represents the state. Think of it like a basket IED for a shopping session or a browser IDI for a browsing tool. The model passes that handle back as an ordinary argument on the next call. The state lives in your server's storage and the ID is just a key. This is actually more powerful than the old design because the model can see and reason about the handle. It can compose handles from different tools and pass them between steps. Let's go through the other major changes in this release. Tasks has been moved out of the core spec into an official extension. If you shipped code against the experimental tasks API in 2025 11.25, you'll need to migrate to the new lifecycle. The new version uses a task handle returned from a tool call, and the client drives it with tasks get, tasks update, and tasks cancel. MCP Apps is now an official extension too. It lets servers ship interactive HTML interfaces inside a sandboxed iframe, with all UI actions going through the same consent path as direct tool calls. On the deprecation side, 3 features are getting sunset. Those are routes, sampling, and logging. They still work today and will work for at least 12 months, but start planning your migration. For logging, the replacement is Stateless on SDO transports or OpenTelemetry for structured output. And one more change worth catching. If your client code hardcodes the error code -32002 for a missing resource, update it to -32602, which is the standard JSON RPC invalid params code. Here's how to start today. The draft spec is already live at modelcontextprotocol.io/specification/draft. The Python and TypeScript SDK betas are shipping now. If you build MCP servers, check the migration guide linked in the description. I've also put my free MCP starter kit down there. It's got a working template for a stateless server. If you found this useful, subscribe and drop a comment telling me which of these changes affects your stack the most.